We humbly dedicate to Lady Dartmouth, with whom we'd like to couple the engine of the Flying Scot. Round the Horne.
And hello again. Well, today marks the start of Based an Archdeacon in Syrup of Figs for Fun and Profit Week. And there'll be many events to celebrate it on Tuesday. On Tuesday, there'll be a display of old-time frog bottling in the round at the Wimpole Street Porridge Bar. There's international freestyle gnome fingering at the 5-minute Hippo Wash Brompton Oratory. On Thursday, well, our old friends, the over-80s nudist basketball team, are playing an exhibition match against the Harlem Globetrotters. And this will be followed by the presentation of a medal to the nudist voted most likely. I shall be interested not so much in who gets the medal as where it's pinned.
And now, in association with Lou and Leslie Grade, Clerical Sportswear Boutique, Lambeth Cut, we present
The Muffplaster Saga.
And here in the studio is the last surviving member of the Muffplaster family, Sir Aardvark Muffplaster, talking to Nemone Mousehap.
Once again, Sir Aardvark.
Well, if you say so. I'm sorry, my dear. Just a trick of the light.
Once again, it gives me great pleasure.
Oh, then be my guest. Thank you, my dear. You brought a little sunshine into an old man's life.
Last week you told us about the Muffplaster who discovered America.
Yes.
I believe that this week you're going to tell us about another member of your famous family.
Yes, I am. It's the story of Tiger Muffplaster, one of the greatest boxers this country has ever known. It all started in the Welsh village of Andy Pandy in the Rhondda.
Bloodwin, I'm home.
How's it been?
It's been hell. Hundreds of us miners crammed into a space no larger than Shirley Bassey's talent. We sing to keep our spirits up till we can't take no more. Then it's time to go home. And we stagger, blinking into the light. Oh, it's hell, I tell you. It's hell.
Well, give up working down in the pit.
Who's talking about the pit, girl? I've been up the pub. But our son's going to be a prize fighter. I resolved that the day he was born. That's why I christened him Mafanwy. With a name like that, he'll have to fight.
He's not big enough to be a boxer.
Not big enough? He's huge for a Welshman. Nearly 3'6". Do you want him to be like the rest of us miners, coming home covered in coal dust, having to wash in a tin bath? Too poor to have a lock on the bathroom door?
Oh, there are compensations. All you miners are beautiful singers.
When you haven't got a lock on the bathroom door, you have to be. I tell you, Bloodwin, my son's going to be something.
Hello, Dad.
I'm not quite... But I'm not quite sure what.
Where have you been, Mafanwy?
Oh, I've been brooding on the infinite.
It's all that lava bread you've been eating.
Yeah. You see, Dad, I decided I want to be a poet like the other Welsh poets and live in America and be rich and write about how wonderful it is to live in Wales and be poor.
You a poet?
Yeah, I've written lots of poetry, walls of it. Here. Yeah. Here's my latest, read it.
There was an old monk of Bengal who had... yeah. Well, even if it was possible, it doesn't rhyme. No, son, give up the poetry. You're going to be a fighter. I'm taking you to London to meet a boxing promoter. A man whose name is a household word in boxing circles.
My name is a household word in boxing circles. The third. It's hyphenated, of course, and I'm known in the fraternity as Diamond Jim, because I wear diamonds everywhere.
Everywhere?
Everywhere. Yes, to the office, to the gym. I'm the biggest fight promoter of them all. I've managed all the great heavyweights, Max Schmeling, Max Baer, Max Bacon. And one day I was in my gym in Soho watching one of my boys working out.
There, boss, I've worked it out. It's a splinter. Boss, give me a crack at Cooper.
But you're punch drunk.
Ah, maybe punchy, but I can still take Cooper.
Henry Cooper wouldn't fight you.
Henry Cooper? I mean Gladys Cooper. I'm not that
I'm sorry, Dame Sybil, but you're not cut out for this sort of thing.
Excuse me! Excuse me, Bach! Excuse me, front. Excuse me, side. I've come straight from the pit. I'd like you to see me fanwy.
Yeah, I'm sure it's very nice. Some other time.
No, my son, me fanwy.
How'd you do, son?
Well, not much to look at, nothing to see.
I want him to be a boxer. Will you take him in hand?
Well, he's small. Well, let's see now. Take off your shirts. Take off your vest. Take off your miner's helmet. Now your trousers. Now your boots. Where's he gone?
Here I am, behind the cigarette packet.
I looked him up and down, mainly down. There wasn't much up.
Well, I'm still growing.
I ran a practiced eye over him. He was tiny but perfectly proportioned. Like a young Greek thimble.
Well, you think he's got what it takes?
Yes. Yes, but I wouldn't take it. He's got barely enough for himself.
Oh, give me a chance, sir, please.
Oh, all right. Now, do you think you can go around with Sailor Catamole here?
Yes, I could go around with him.
Now slip these gloves on, son. Now, show him what you can do.
The tiny Muffplaster stepped into the ring. Sailor Catamole swaggered out of his corner, determined to show the newcomer who was the better man. They stood toe-to-toe, trading punches. Muffplaster's adversary towered over him, but the plucky Welsh bantam made up in skill what he lacked in inches, and with a flurry of blows had his giant opponent groping. They clinched and reeled round the ring together. And then, breaking from the clinch, Muffplaster moved in for the kill.
Hell, grunt, woof, frack, spunk, kastow.
Eek!
Eek?
Yes, he hit me in the eek.
Whack, zip, splot, crutch. Had enough, sailor?
Well, just one more and I really must go.
Curse, splat.
Well done, Muffplaster. With me as your manager, I think you can go to the top.
The scene changes. 3 months later, our young heroes camp.
Muffplaster trained on a diet of raw eggs, raw meat, and pints of fruit juice. He did a lot of running. And every afternoon he'd work out with his sparring partner, old Lefty Hand Clinker.
There, had enough?
Yes, thank you, darling. Oh, look, you've ruined my set.
Sorry, I don't know my own strength. Oh, Lefty, when this is all over, will you run away with me? I've got a place in the valley where I know you'll be happy.
Oh, give up the ring now before you ruin your health.
No, Lefty, I can't. A man's got to stop running sometime. Turn and look himself in the eye and say, who am I? What am I? Where am I? Why am I? And how? How am I what I am? Why am I who I am? Where am I? What am I? How am I what I am?
Oh, if only it were that simple.
I am a man, and a man has got to do what a man has got to do.
But you're so small.
All right, a small man's got to do what a man's got to do. It's just more difficult to reach. Lefty. Oh, let me take you in my arms and kiss your kneecap.
Oh, darling.
All right, you two. Break it up. Now, I've got good news for you, Muffplaster. Tomorrow night you're going to fight for the championship of the world.
Against Mohammed Loom Bucket?
Yes.
Don't do it. You don't stand a chance.
But I've got to go through with it. I have a sacred trust. It's not for me. It's for the people back home. All those little people I left in my village back on page 3. I can't let them down.
But you don't have the experience.
Don't worry. I'll pull out something that'll surprise you all.
On the night of the big fight, the arena was packed. The crowd was hushed as the MC stepped into the ring to announce the contest.
My lords, ladies, gentlemen, on my right, the champion of the world, Mohammed Loom Bucket. On my left, the plucky challenger from Slamfleet. Oh, the hell with it. Wales! My family, Tiger Muffplaster. Hooray! At the weigh-in this afternoon at Simpkins and Brown John Family Butchers, the champion tipped the scales at 212 pounds. Liver and lights thrown in. Muffplaster weighed 3 pounds 12 ounces. Ringing wet. Your referee for the contest, the Reverend Cosmo Margulis.
So you're Muffplaster, are you?
That's right.
Yeah, I've been dying to get my hands on you. Yeah. Do you know what I'm going to do to you? I'm going to get you in a clinch. Then I'm going to bat you in the stomach. Then I'm going to gouge your eyes and very likely bite your ear off.
Yeah, you shouldn't be talking to me like that.
Why not?
You're the referee.
All right, you boys, go back to your corners, and when you hear the bell, come out fighting.
How'd you feel, Muffplaster?
Nervous.
Now, take off your dressing gown and... Oh, good heavens, those shorts are a bit brief, aren't they?
Well, I borrowed them from McGowan.
Walter McGowan?
No, Kathy McGowan.
Well, they look better on you than they do on her.
And at the start of round 1, the two boys are sizing each other up. Now, the champion is moving in on the attack with his left arm in, his right arm out, his left hand in. He shakes it all about. Doing the hokey cookie.
Break!
Now, both boys are mixing it in the middle of the ring. The champion is really giving Muffplaster stick, but the challenger seems to know what to do.
Here you are, here's a stick, you know what to do.
Yes, Tom.
And Mohammed Loom Bucket is out. He'll never beat the count. Muffplaster is the new champion.
Yes, I said I would do it. I'm the greatest and I'm the prettiest. And I've got medals for tap dancing.
Darling, my family.
Oh, darling Lefty, now I'm champion of the world. We'll never be apart.
Look, Muffplaster, as your manager, I must tell you that playing around with women is no good for a boxer.
Well, tell me who it is good for and I'll become one of them.
And now ring out loud the bells, clap your hands, and shout hallelujah. With any luck, it'll drown the Fraser Hayes Fall. Ladies and gentlemen, the Fraser Hayes Fall.
Michael rowed the boat ashore, hallelujah. Michael rowed the boat ashore, hallelujah. Sister helped to trim the sails, hallelujah. Sister helped to trim the sails, hallelujah. Michael rowed the boat ashore, hallelujah. Michael rowed the boat ashore, hallelujah. River Jordan is chilly and cold, hallelujah. River Jordan is chilly and cold, hallelujah. Michael rowed the boat ashore, hallelujah. Michael rowed the boat ashore, hallelujah. The river is deep and the river is wide, hallelujah. Milk and honey on the other side, hallelujah. Row that boat ashore, hallelujah. Row that boat ashore. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Sister helped to trim the sails. Sister helped to trim the sails. River Jordan is chilly and cold. Chills the body but not the soul. River's deep and the river is wide. Milk and honey on the other side. Hallelujah. Michael roll that boat ashore. Hallelujah. Michael roll the boat ashore. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Michael roll that boat ashore.
And now, the Round the Horne colour supplement.
First, Daphne Whitethigh with some handy tips for the housewife.
Hello.
Hello.
There's a very good way to stop the breakfast porridge from sticking to the saucepan. Eat toast and marmalade instead. A listener in Dorset asks how to avoid those telltale crow's feet round the eyes. The answer is to avoid, well, as far as possible, sleeping in a tree.
Thank you, Daphne. Thank you. And hello again, Sunday night TV personality Seamus Android.
Hello. All right, hello. Well, now, here I am, wherever this is. And before I introduce you to my first guest, whoever he is, I'd just like to... Oh, that's better. Now, we were to have had a return visit for the first time, yet again, of Zsa Gabor, but unfortunately, owing to circumstances beyond my control, here she is. And I know you're just dying to meet her, and with that, good night.
Thank you. Thank you, Seamus Android. And I hope you get better soon. Well, it can't get any worse. Now, this week the colour supplement takes a look at the English seaside. It's often said that the English will put up with anything as long as the hotel is satisfactory, even on their honeymoon.
Here we are, darling.
It's lovely, Charles.
Well, up's a daisy over the threshold. There.
Shall I put you down now, Charles?
Yes. We've got quite enough to manage with the suitcases. Come over here. To the window. There. Look at that view.
Oh, Charles, it's magnificent.
Yes. Look at that sea. Look at that sky. Those liver salts advertisements get better every year.
What made you pick this hotel, Charles?
I don't know. Perhaps it's because it reminds me of Nice. Perhaps it's because the air is like the air in Portofino and the light is like Athens. And yet it's funny to think that it's no more expensive than a working men's hostel in the East India Dock Road.
Where actually are we, Charles?
In a working men's hostel. The bridal suite.
Oh, is that our bed, Charles?
Yes. I'm ready for beddy-bye. Aren't you, my little pudding?
Yes, love you.
How about a little kissy-wissy?
I don't like to.
Oh, do.
Oh, no. Well, yes. Oh, no.
Oh, please make up your mind, Mrs. There's 14 of us in this bed trying to get some sleep.
When you fix your hotel, there's no end of amusements to beguile the seaside visitor. The follies on the pier, follies under the pier, the amusement arcades, and even if the weather's bad, there's always good family entertainment at the cinema.
Seats in all parts this way, sir.
Excuse me, is this film suitable for the whole family?
Yes, a good, wholesome, clean family entertainment.
Pity. What are the usherettes like?
Mary.
What's the flavour of the month?
Carried mongoose.
On a stick?
Yes.
Who's in the film?
Julie Christie.
Oh, yes, I don't mind her. Who else?
Omar Sharif.
Oh, no, I'm not having him.
Well, I'm afraid there's nothing we can do about it.
Oh, well, while the film's on, I can amuse myself having a poke about the ashtrays. Having a crawl under the seats, see what I can find. And if I get tired of that, I can sit next to courting couples in the back and light matches. Don't worry about me, I'll find something to keep me mind occupied.
Well, not surprisingly, the chief attraction of the seaside is the sea, and there have been many songs about it. And here to sing one is your very own, rambling Sid Rumpel.
Hello, me dearie-o, for I'll hoist up me artifacts and keel haul me dando.
Yes, it's a good trick if you can do it, isn't it?
Now, the song I'm going to sing tells of a sailor lad who nurked his clipper all over the 7 seas.
Nurked?
Yes, nurked. What's the matter, you got cloth wogglers? Nurked. 'Tis a word used by sailors when they're thinking of something else. But it's gone now with the passing of the windjammer, or baked jam roll, as it's called. And it goes after this fashion, boldly and vigorously. What shall we do with the drunken nurker? What shall we do with the drunken nurker? What shall we do with the drunken nurker? He's bending his cord wangle. Hit him in the nadgers with a bosun's plan. Slap him on the grommet with a wrought iron lunger. Cuff him in the moolies with a captain's grunger. Till his bogles dangle. Heave-ho, and up she rises. Heave-ho, and up she rises. Heave-ho, and up she rises. Oh, he's broken his cord wangle.
And thank you, Rambling Sid. Of course, the great institution of the English seaside is the boarding house. Recently, I was leafing through my copy of Throw Off Your Clothes and Live. Well, I buy it for the chess problem. And I saw an advertisement which read, "Get away from it all, spend your holidays at the Boner Guest House, Bogmouth." So I decided to throw a few things into a bag and give it a try. Hello, anybody there?
Oh, hello, I'm Julian. This is my friend Sandy.
Oh, hello, Mr. Horne. Oh, welcome to our guest, Latty. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, welcome, yes, to the guest latte. It's a proper home from Omi.
And how long have you been hotelier?
Not long, but of course we knew Bournemouth well, didn't we? Oh, we used to do your summer seasons down here, entertaining, you know.
We was at the Smuggler's Nook year after year.
Yes, songs at the piano. Oh, they'd let their ryer right down when we got going. You know the sort of thing. Jewel, get on the piano.
Shall I?
Get on the piano. I wouldn't allow your lappers on the Striller's boner. Yes, sit down, Mr. Horne. We'll give you a sample.
Oh, thank you. I'd like to.
Give you a sample. I dream of Jeannie with the light brown ryer.
Then there was bless this laddie, butch and stout.
Oh, and what about our duet?
Oh, yes.
We'll troll beside you today. Love you.
And the big finish.
The big finish.
Yes.
Someday she'll troll along. The Palone I love. Oh, that was lovely.
Very touching.
Beautiful.
Then it went on. Maybe I shall meet her Monday, maybe Tuesday.
No, not Tuesday. You've got the hairdresser.
Oh.
It's like a sick.
Still, you do get the idea, Mr. Horne.
Yes, I'm afraid I do, yes. And then you opened this boarding house.
Well, not immediately. When the bottom fell out of the Nook, we done this season on the sands.
Punch and Judy.
Punch and Judy. That was going all right till Jewel gave the eggnog a thrashing one night. Yes, and ruined the performance.
Traitor.
Yes.
That. Nancy before Mr. I've got me parts mixed up, that's
yes. Yes, he does, you know, when he's had a few.
Yeah. Watch it.
Yes. It was awful. Punch went off with the hangman and Judy finished up singing risque songs with a crocodile. Not exactly a children's entertainment, Ducky.
We had our tender turned down by the council.
Flat.
So we both had a bit put by, so we decided to plunge into this boarding latte.
And here we are.
Done trolling.
That's the name. Yes, we offer very reasonable rates. B&B 16 shillings, use of cruet extra.
Well, how much extra?
Depends what use you put it to.
Yes, you see, we class it as a sort of extra vegetable.
Oh, why is that?
Well, it's got peas always in the mustard.
There's absolutely no restrictions within reason.
No, of course, no women in the room.
No women in the rooms, no. Not much danger of that with Mr. Horne, not at his age. Only sort he's likely to attract, never make it up the stairs.
Well, I spent 2 days there, and I must admit I came home with my body beautifully brown. There was a leak in the gravy boat. And the doctor says it'll wear off eventually, and after having had it analysed, his only comment was, thank heavens you didn't drink it. Cheerio. See you next week.
That was Round the Horne, starring Kenneth Horne, with Kenneth Williams, Hugh Paddick, Betty Marsden and Bill Pertwee. On the musical side, you heard the Fraser Hayes Four and Edwin Braden and the Hornblowers. The script was written by Barry Cooke and Marty Feldman. The show is produced by John Simmons. And now, the BBC would like to present yet another programme starring Roy Plumley, Freddie Griswold, Anona Wynne, Jean Metcalf, Marjorie Anderson, Max Jaffa, Sandy McPherson, Lionel Hale, Gail Pedrick, Franklin Engelman and Percy Edwards. They'd like to, but they daren't. So here instead, the BBC regrets Round the Horne.
And that was, of course, Douglas Smith, known by millions of listeners who thrilled to his vice.
Vice? You've left out the O.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Doug. Of course, I should have said, oh, how they thrilled to his vice. Well, now, as everybody knows, it's try to slip a double entendre past the producer day. And to celebrate it, there'll be a lot of fascinating events. There's the annual pancake race at Cowes. And following Cowes, there's communal goat spattering at the Lady Knee Trembler Memorial Hall, Penge. There's hormone nudging at Glyndebourne, jockey wiping at Bart's, and our old friends, the over-80s nudist leapfrog team, are holding their annual flagpole squat. I think it's a sort of sit-down protest, you know. There's bound to be in the nature of things. If you get the point, you do. Good. None of which brings us to our next item, another episode of the Muffplaster Saga. And here in the studio is the last of the Muffplasters, we can only hope, talking to Nemone Mousehabit.
Now, Sir Aardvark, if you wouldn't mind...
My pleasure, dear lady.
Once again...
All right. Oh, I'm losing my sense of direction.
You were going to tell us about the Spanish branch of your family.
Ah, yes. My story is of El Muffplastero, or Muffplastero, the greatest bullfighter in Spain. The scene is Seville, the time, the 1880s.
My name is Don Hernandez Jose Jorge. It's not much of a name, but it's good for clearing the throat. I'm an old aficionado.
Yeah, we've all got your number.
I breed bulls. Well, that is, they breed themselves, but they do it on my estate. Now, one day I was riding around my hacienda with old Gaspacho Gonzalez, selecting the bulls for the next corrida. Well, what do you think of him, Gonzalez?
Which one?
That one there, the big devil with the flaring nostrils and the great heaving flanks.
Is that a one?
Yes, yes.
Moo, moo. It is I, Douglas Smith, in a funfair and a cardboard Viking helmet. Moo, moo.
Moo, moo. You sound more like a cow.
You try milking me, you'll find out.
Take his word for it, senor. He looks dangerous. They call him El Bruto. Bruto means a wild.
And the L?
Lillian.
No wonder he's wild. Oh, look, he's nuzzling up to me.
Nuzzle, nuzzle.
Oh, look at him wagging his tail.
Wag, wag. Moo, moo. Splosh.
Splosh?
I've knocked over a milk churn.
He's the biggest bull in all of Spain. Now, where can we find a matador who will face him?
Let me try. I'll fight him.
I turned in the direction of the voice and looked down my aristocratic nose.
You won't find me in there. I'm here, behind this clump of yerba.
Smith!
It means grass.
Oh. Who are you?
I am Juan.
Yes, yes. Now, young man, you fancy yourself as a torero?
I know the ways of bulls. Let me borrow your cape and I'll show you. Hey, toro, toro! Doug, come on.
That's funny, he doesn't seem to want to charge you.
Well, I couldn't charge a friend.
Ah.
Well, come on, do it as a favour.
All right.
Olé! Olé!
Look at the way he handles his muleta.
Oh, yes, should he be doing that?
Muleta means a cape.
Oh, yes. Oh, and look at those perfect passes. A chest pass, a back pass, A Watford bypass.
And now look, a left-handed Khyber pass.
Olé! The way he works his cape is effective, but his mariposas need polishing.
Oh, why don't you send him to Cadiz?
It's pronounced Cadiz.
Oh, all right then, Cadiz.
Why Cadiz?
There's a bullfighter school there.
Well, did you hear that, Juan? What do you say?
I could hump for high.
So, young man, you want me to show you a few old bullfighters' wrinkles, do you?
Yes, sir.
Well, look, here they are, on my old bullfighter's legs. These I picked up, I picked these up in a ring in Madrid. A few old scars.
Thanks, Maestro.
They've hardly been smoked. Now, what makes you think you can become a bullfighter?
Ever since I was a little Nino on my mother's hacienda, I've thought of nothing but bullfighting. I used to practice on the cat.
And you still want to be a bullfighter?
Yes, I want to be like all the other bullfighters, to be rich, honoured, idolised, to get a turn at Ava Gardner. The only gardener who's looked at me twice is the one at the recreation ground. And that's only because I trod on his petunias.
Is that the only reason?
No, Maestro, there is another reason. The bullfighter is a very special person. Who else but a matador can walk down the road in satin and frilly lace and pink silk stockings without getting arrested?
All right, I'll teach you all I know. First, the ways of the corrida. Now then, I'll put on these horns. So, I am the bull. You see me coming for you. Now, what do? Yes, I don't blame you. But let's face it, nobody's going to pay you 3,000 pesetas to see you do that. Use your cape. Well, use your hanky. Well, use your sleeve then, but don't stand there crying. Now then, once more. That's better. That's better. Hooray! Hooray!
How soon will I be ready to fight?
Soon. Every week in the marketplace at Cordoba, there's a small farrier.
Well, you can't say fairier than that.
And if you do well there, I can get you a fight at Trolliola Morales. Oh, the hell with it, Barcelona.
Juan toured from place to place, gaining experience with each encounter. Barcelona!
Olé!
Seville!
Olé!
Golders Green!
Olé!
One night after a corrida in Madrid, I threw a party in my bodega for young Juan. To entertain, I hired a troupe of Andalusian gypsies, and the troupe was led by the lovely Carmelita de Rosa y Ballspond Road. Enter Betty Marsden, flashing like a breakdown truck. She swaggered into the room, her fan fluttering. She paused and stared round the room haughtily, a rose in her teeth in her hand on her hip.
Ah!
What's the matter?
I bit myself.
And she started to dance a wild gypsy fandango.
Ooh, she's magnificent. Quelle muchacha.
Yes, quite inexpensive really, and you get the guitarist thrown in.
I meant she's a lovely girl. Look at her hair, piled up on her head, held in place with a pair of bejeweled Spanish combs.
You mean combs? Oh no, by George, you're right.
Well, Well, I've just washed my hair.
Well, now come over here, my dear. I want you to meet the greatest bullfighter in Spain.
Hello.
Oh, I'm enchanted.
Oh, I'm not surprised. Is there anything that could explain your appearance? Here, what do they call you?
People call me Carmen. They all pull up when they see me. Oh dear. Oh, hold me, Juan.
Which one do you mean?
The first Juan that comes along. Oh, so you are the little bullfighter of whom everyone speaks.
Yes.
The one they call a Phyllis.
Fearless.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh dear. But you are afraid of me. Am I not lovely? Eh? Do you not desire me?
Well, in my village we have a saying: il cantarga del kilo despocararo e contende slumbrero e posta blanca.
Which means?
When you've had a few gins, you're not that particular. Come on, girl.
And the next day, Juan was due to fight El Bruto, the great bull, still played by Douglas Smith. But as the crowd flocked into the arena, in Juan's dressing room, all was not well.
Oh, my head! I've got a terrible hangover.
Well, tuck it in your tights and get dressed.
Overture and pick your doors, please!
Oh, I can't go through with it.
But you must! You win this fight and you'll be able to retire.
But supposing I don't?
In that case, the question won't arise. You must do it for me. I taught you to be a bullfighter. I trained you for the ring.
All right, but if I don't come back, I want you to have this. My father gave it to me when I was young, and now I want to give it to you.
What is it?
A kick in the teeth.
The crowd went wild as Juan strutted into the arena and marched across the sand, his head held high. Then the doors of the Toriel swung open and out rushed the awesome black hulk of El Bruto.
Moo, moo. Moo, moo, moo.
Finished?
Yes, that is the end of the moves, and that was Douglas Smith reading.
Juan stood in the center of the ring.
Oh!
The bull bellowed his defiance and charged.
Oh, Doctor, is he gonna be all right?
I'm afraid he is.
Oh, where am I?
Just coming up to the tag, but don't worry, I'm with you.
Yeah, and so am I. I'm afraid you'll never face a bull again.
But did they award me the bull's ears?
Not his ears.
Well, his hoofs?
No.
Well, his tail?
No, but you're getting warm.
Well, which part of the bull? Which part of the bull did they award me?
Well, let's put it this way. It's going to look ridiculous on your mantelpiece. Now for another moment of truth, the Fraser Hayes 4. No wonder they say that truth is hard to bear. Ladies and gentlemen, the Fraser Hayes 4.
Oh, my heart is beating wildly, and it's all because you're here. When I'm not near the girl that I love the girl I'm here. Every fan that flutters by me is a flame that must be fanned. When I can fondle the hand that I'm fond of, I fondle the hand at hand. My heart's in a pickle, it's constantly fickle, and not to the tickle I feel. When I'm not near the girl I love, I see the face I face. My heart's in a pickle, I'm constantly fickle, and not too tickled I feel. When I'm not near the girl I love the girl. When I'm near a girl, I love the girl I'm
And now the Round the Horne colour supplement.
And first with fashion, Daphne Whitethigh.
Hello. Courage is in the news again. He's done remarkable things in dresses. Fabulous things in coats. And now I hear he's done something startling in his boots. I have a letter here from a listener which reads...
A lot of people criticised me and my mates because we go to work in bright, leery clobber. But me and my mates say, why not? It don't do nobody no harm. And it adds a bit of colour to our drab lives.
And it's signed Thomas, the Bishop of Ponders End.
Oh, thank you, Bishop, and thank you, Daphne Whitethigh. Now, once again, it's time to meet trendy Sunday night personality, Seamus Android.
Hello. All right. Well, no. Well, no, I can't wait to. So, good night.
And thank you, Seamus Android, the man whose television show has done more for sound radio than Marconi. Now, this week, the colour supplement turns its attention to commercial television, where the high quality of the entertainment is often spoiled by those annoying little interruptions, which we call programmes. Now, a lot of people underestimate the power of the television commercial. We'd buy fertiliser if they advertised it often enough, and judging by the cereal I had for breakfast, they already have done. People would buy anything that was advertised on TV, even water.
I'm standing in the kitchen of Mrs. Proudbasket's council house in Slough Backs. 3 weeks ago, we asked her to take part in an experiment with her washing. Mrs. Proudbasket, you washed these shirts here in water, didn't you?
Yes, I did. And they come up lovely, shining bright.
Now, before that, you tried doing the family wash in different products.
Oh, yes, I did. I washed them first in sulphuric acid, porridge, and cocoa. But they never come up like this. And look at my hands. They are so soft and white now. Not like when I used sulphuric acid.
Yes, women everywhere are turning to water containing the magic ingredient H2O.
Whatever the pleasure, water completes it.
And remember, water contains 99% of all known germs.
Philip rang to say he'd be home late from the office. I had nothing in the larder except for some rubbishy beef cubes. Luckily, there was plenty of water in the house.
Hello, Katie, darling, I'm home. What's for dinner?
A beef cube in hot water. Philip, what are you doing with that gun? Water gives a meal man appeal.
In our little village, we know a thing or two about water. A drop of good stuff, that is. Water. But what do I know? I'm just a bucolic old theatre owner. Full of honest goodness, that. That looks good. That tastes good. By golly, it is good. If you put enough gin in it.
Many people say that television has killed the live theatre, and it is true that many old established actors have had to change their style to survive.
Fiona,
Charles.
you came to the theatre then?
Yes, I couldn't miss your opening night. Back here in the theatre, where you scored all your triumphs.
Do you think the audience will remember me?
Oh, darling. Of course they will. You see, you'll get a warm hand when you enter.
It's been so long, Fiona.
Charles, darling, what a lot of telegrams.
Yes. Everybody's been too kind.
1 minute, Mr. Ackerback.
Thank you. Noel sent me roses. Rose sent me Noel's. Neither pair fit. Now will I go with the audience? Can I still get across to them?
Oh, you know you can get across to them, Charles.
Can I still touch them?
Oh, I know you can touch them.
Yes, but can I still move them?
I feel you can get across to them. I'm sure you can touch them. And I know that if you really try, you can move them.
You're on, Mr. Ackerback.
Coming. Oh, damn. Can't remember my lines.
You will. As soon as you walk onto that stage in front of that audience, it'll all come back to you. Go now, Charles. Be wonderful.
Thank you, Fiona. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Right, here we go. Legs 11, clickety-click, all the lines. 99,
All over the country, would-be TV companies plan for the day when they might get a license to operate. Now, the one that most interested me was called Boner TV Limited. And to find out more about them, I paid a visit to their headquarters, which is actually the cloakroom of the Marine Commando Club, Paddington. Hello, anybody there?
Oh, hello, I'm Julian. This is my friend Sandy. Oh, hello. Sam, rinse a basin out quick, it's Mr. Horne.
These are the registered offices of Boner Television.
That's you too, is it?
Yes, we're like the grades. I'm your Leslie and he's your Lou.
Well, it's an odd place to run a TV company.
We haven't the money for bigger premises. We're hoping to save enough out of tips.
Now, which area are you after?
Well, not one of the big ones. To be frank, we haven't the modus operandi to service a big area, have we, Sam?
No, particularly when you consider that these are our studios too.
Yes.
You see. You see, Mr. Horne, Granada covers the north, ATV covers the Midlands. We're going after the area where we have special associations.
Mincing Lane?
Oh! We's bold to do.
Yes. It's going to be a television service just for our chums. Would you like to have a Vardra our schedules?
Yes, go on, Jewel, get out your schedules. Go on, run your minces over our programme plans, Mr. Horne.
Ah, well, you seem to be catering for a limited taste. Thunder Palones.
It's our version of Thunderbirds.
Then there's the Omis in Lat E17.
Yes, an eyelash.
Eyelash?
Yes, like whiplash, only without the violence. One thing we're against it, and we don't like violence. Do we, Jewel?
Dead
no,
against
don't like
it.
violence.
No. We wholeheartedly support that Countess Palone. What's the name? Oh, you know. The one who was the Honourable Mrs. Gerald Lally.
Leg?
Yes, that's her. Moved to Lewisham.
She's Dartmouth now.
Oh, she trolls around, don't she?
No, she's done well for herself.
Very.
No, I like to see people getting on. I like to see anyone get on. I do. No, I do. No, listen, I do.
Kindness itself. Now, where were we? Oh, yes.
Now, our programmes will be very varied. For your intellectuals, there's Eek to Eek.
That's our version of Face to Face. What the Papers Polari.
And Bonanza.
Bonanza?
Yes, you know, that western about all those four great butch homies trying to find themselves up the Ponderosa.
Bonanza!
You're welcome. And then for kids, we've got Salochi Blythewood and her two Siamese cats, Kinky and Steed. Very good. That's our friend Gordon in drag.
Then, of course, there's our piece de resistance.
Oh, yes.
Bat-O-Me.
Bat-O-Me?
Yes, our own version. We thought we'd do something enterprising in a package. I'm Bat-O-Me, because I own the tights. And Jules Robin, because he's more your Juve.
Oh, well, I think I'm past it, but Sand has faith.
Of course you can do it, Jules.
Well, I don't know.
You can do it. He's always running himself down. He's got no faith in himself.
Well.
But as I tell him, he may be a bit wrinkled on the surface.
Thank you.
But deep down inside, where it matters, he's full of your jeunesse dorée.
Yes, you could be right at that.
Yes.
Anyway, we go trolling all over the world. Our capes flying, getting up to incredible things with arch criminals.
Well, relatively arch. Each week will find us in a new exotic locale, battling with the underworld.
You mean like Tangier and Shanghai and places like that?
Yes, eventually Bat-O-Me and Robin in Hamburg, Bat-O-Me and Robin in Marseille.
But we've got to start in a small way first. So the first episode will be entitled Bat-O-Me and Robin in the cloakroom of the Marine Commando Club. Yes, it's paid TV.
How do you mean?
Well, you have to put a penny in the slot.
Well, I hope they don't get a license. I mean, the mind boggles at what their trademark would be. Cheerio, see you next week.
That was Round the Horne, starring Kenneth Horne, with Kenneth Williams, Hugh Paddick, Betty Marsden and Bill Pertwee. On the musical side, you heard the Fraser Hayes Four and Edwin Braden and the Hornblowers. The script was written by Barry Cooke and Marty Feldman, and the program is produced by John Simmons.
Come into my laboratory, my dear.
Oh, what is it, Baron Frankenstein?
Look.
Oh, no. It's horrible. I don't want to see. Oh,
You must. You must.
Oh.
Yes, people say I have a sick mind, but I've done it. I took a few bits from here and a few bits from there. I stuck them together anyhow. It's crude, but at last it's complete.
It's monstrous. What are you going to call it?
What else can I call it but Round the Horne?
Hello and welcome to the show. Now, today, as everybody knows, is Commonwealth Cenopod Day. And all over London, the bunting is up. To celebrate the centenary of the noble cenopod, they're holding a goose fair in the grounds of Lambeth Palace. And among the many attractions will be five-a-side mitre fingering, knock a sexton out of bed, guess the weight of a bishop, rabbi shaving in the round, and in the evening under floodlights, our old friends, the over-80s nudist leapfrog team, are giving a display of ballroom dancing. And their program includes the Dashing White Sergeant, the Blue Danube Waltz, and the Red Hot Polka. I myself am looking forward to the finale, where they all join hands in the grand chain. All right. right, Smith, make the announcement.
And now a story of the fastest gun in the West, and how justice was brought to the wild frontier by the man they called the Palone Ranger.
My name is Wild Alf Pubes. I'm an old panhandler.
You don't have to tell us, Doctor.
One day I was panhandling up the creek, crouched over my pan looking for gold.
We won't find any there, huh?
All right. I had staked out a claim in the Black Hills of Dakota, and my daughter and I were hoping to strike it rich.
Gee, Paul, shucks, dug on my hide and cat on my hot tin roof.
What is it, Hoss?
Paul, do you think we'll ever find gold?
Oh, but of course we will.
But, Paul, we've been out here prospecting for months. I'm plumb tuckered out.
Well, plumb tuck it in. And fix us some victuals.
Look, Paul, strangers on our land.
I looked up as a group of horsemen approached. The leader towered over 5 foot high, including the horse. I took in his sombreroed head, his leather-jacketed body, and his chapped legs. His high-heeled boots boasted ornate silver spurs. Who was this sinister stranger? He spoke.
I am Buffalo Sidney Goose Creature. The celebrated desperado who's feared and hated from Kansas City to Sacramento. And none too popular in Finchley, I might add.
And what do you want of me?
I want your land. The railroad is coming through. Soon the Black Hills will reverberate with the sound of the iron horse.
And if your iron horse set so much as an iron hoof on my land, I'll plug you more times than the BBC plugged Puppet on a String.
Don't mess with me, Pubes. We're desperate men.
He gestured at his swarthy companions.
This is Mexican Solly Bucket. He was with the Villa.
Pancho Villa?
No, Aston Villa. Transferred to me in the close season. And this is Two Gin Panda Body. He's a hired gun. Works for anyone, don't you, Two Gin?
Two Gin? Surely you mean two gun.
No, dearie, 2 gins and I made it body is all
Oh, she's a fine figure of a woman, isn't she? And who are the others?
These are my cow hands.
Yes?
These are my cow feet. And that's me cow heel. I'll give you 24 hours to get out of this territory.
24 hours?
Well, to you 23. Adios, amigos. Adios.
Oh, gee, Paul, what are we gonna do?
Well, there's only one thing we can do, send for the Palone Ranger.
A streak of light, a flash of white, and a cry of...
Hi-ho, Sylvia.
It's the Palone Ranger.
Whoa, Sylvia. Allow me to introduce myself. I am the Palone Ranger, and this is Sylvia the Wonder Horse, played very quietly by Douglas Smith in Blinkers.
Steady, girl. Look at her. Cats meet monkey.
She looks run down.
Well, we've ridden 500 miles to get here, and she's due for a service. But we're at your command, me and my trusty Palaiorno.
Palomino.
Well, any Palaiorno is a Palomino.
And you've ridden 500 miles just to say that. A fool's errand.
Tell me, Palone Ranger, why do you always wear that mask?
Some say it's because I'm a wanted criminal seeking to atone for my crimes. Some say I wear it to prevent unsightly crow's feet. But the real reason is the elastic's caught round my ears and I can't get the damn thing off. I ride from place to place, righting wrongs, protecting the strong, attacking the weak. Taking from the poor and giving it to the rich.
Shouldn't that be the other way round?
I know what side my bread's buttered, ducky.
is your problem?
Well, the wicked rancher, Buffalo Sydney Goose Creature, is trying to drive us off our land. If you can help us, I'll give you everything I have. My land, my gold, my daughter.
You drive a hard bargain. But I'll do it. I'll summon my Indian friend, Squatting Duck. Oi, Ducky.
Hello.
You're wanted.
I come in answer to your bidding, oh white brother cock. I do.
He was educated abroad.
Can you find Buffalo Sid Goose Creature for us?
I can, oh white brother. For have I not the nose of an eagle, the eye of a hawk, the feet of a gazelle, the ears of a puma, the chest of a buffalo? Let's face it, I'm not much to look at, but I can't half go. I can swim like the fish, climb like the mountain goat, and run like the clappers.
Yes. Yes, he sees like a lynx, hears like a roebuck, and smells like a badger.
Follow me.
All right, but at a distance. The amazing Squatting Duck set off, and even though we were on horseback, we found it hard to keep up with him. He was driving an E-Type. We rode into the small town of Outlaws Creek.
Eh?
Outlaws Creek.
Oh, only when they wear corsets.
And while we nipped in for a quick shave and hot towels, the Palone Ranger swaggered into a bar called The Last Chance and Hearty Beast in search of Goose Creature.
It's a Palone Ranger. Hey, what'll it be?
Give me 2 fingers. Of rye, you idiot! I want a drink, not an opinion.
Hello, partner. What brings you down to these parts, eh?
I've got a lousy agent. I just thought I'd have a mosey around. I'm looking for Buffalo Sid. Do you know where he is?
You know Indian's Bend?
I don't know. I've never bent one. I'll take your word for it.
That's where you'll find Buffalo Sid. He packs a 45. He never wears it. He takes a 33. Well, he only packs it to impress the chambermaid.
I'm not afraid. I've got a 45 too. Well, to be honest, it's a double-barrel 22 and a half. But I'll 5 o'clock shadow him to his lair and beard him in his den.
The scene changes. Come with us now, dear listener, through bosky woods and fairy dell, over hills, over dales, to where the curlew cries its soft impeachment.
Oh, get on with it. Stop having it
Ludicrous. Oh, all right. Goose Creature's shack, some hours later.
All right, Goose Creature, we've got the place surrounded. Are you coming out?
Sidney's not coming out. Not till he's eaten his rice pudding.
Oh, please, Mumsy, please, let's go.
No, Sidney, no. I'm not having you playing with that Palone Ranger. He's very rough.
Oh, Mum, please, let's go.
Oh, well. All right, Sidney. But now listen to your mother. Put your Wellingtons on.
Oh, yes, all right, Mum. Thanks, Mum. All right, Palone Ranger, I've got my wellies on. I'm coming.
The 2 fastest men in the West faced each other, their hands hovering over their hips. Not like that, Williams, not like that. Then, slowly, inexorably, they walked towards each other.
All right, Palone Ranger, you draw her first.
No.
Draw her, I say.
All right. It's ticket number 304.
Well done! Goose Creature's hand snaked to his holster, and quicker than the eye could follow, he drew his ivory-handled peacemaker and fired. But the Palone Ranger was even faster.
Oh, expiring gosh.
You've got him, Palone Ranger.
But Palone Ranger, you're hurt.
It's nothing. He's just winged me in the heart. This is the end of the trail, old buddy, old pal. But we'll meet again in that great corral in the sky. If not, my place for drink is at 6.
And that was the end of the Palone Ranger. Clutching the hole where he'd been plugged, he ran round. He ran round in ever-diminishing circles. and with a final gurgle, disappeared down his own plug hole. They took him to Boot Hill, and on his tombstone they inscribed this awful warning. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Fraser Hayes fault.
Zing, 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 boom, boom, ay. Zing, 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 mandolina's gay. Zing, 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 boom, boom, ay. La, 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 ha, ha, ha. Zing, boom, ay. La, 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 ha, ha, ha. Zing, zing, ay.
Oh, my heart is back in Napoli.
Napoli.
In Napoli.
Napoli.
In Napoli.
And I seem to hear again in dreams her revelry, her sweet revelry. The mandolina's playing sweet, the pleasant fall of dancing feet. Oh, could I return, oh joy complete. Napoli, Napoli, Napoli.
Now, the Round the Horne colour supplement.
News from the fashion front. At a recent gala film opening, Twiggy wore a topless dress. Asked for her comment, she said,
I was mortified. Nobody noticed.
And at the same affair, there was an unfortunate mishap.
Dusty Springfield's eyelashes fell off and stabbed Sandy Shaw in the foot.
And now over to trendy Sunday night TV personality, Seamus Android.
Well, now. All right. Hello. Well, tonight I've got someone rather special who I know you'd like to. So, without further ado, I'd like you to give her a big warm, because I know she'd appreciate it. And I'd like to add, but I can't. Or subtract or divide, and I'm not very good at reading either. But I have a warm spot, and it gives me a great thrill. But that's none of your business. And with that, good night.
And every Sunday evening I think to myself, Seamus Android should be living at this hour. Or at least awake, anyhow. Now, this week the colour supplement turns its bleary eye on the subject of the BBC. Now, what is the BBC? Well, it's something you turn to when you're faced with the cold, grey reality of David Frost on commercial, only to find that he's beaten you to it and he's there on BBC as well. And then there's BBC Radio, the elephant's graveyard of entertainment. Well, to be fair, the BBC are always searching for new talent. Take the script department.
Say, our new scriptwriter, Mr.
Grant Paddock, J. Peas Mould, Grant Paddock. Yes.
Well.
Yes.
Welcome
Thank you.
aboard.
Nice.
Now, I've been looking at some of these scripts you've sent in, and I know you're new at it, but there are limits. I mean, look at the synopsis you sent in for the Dales. The incident you envisage in the bathroom between Mrs. Dale, Bomber Harris, and Dr. Adam York concerning the loofah, the mirror on a stick, and the inflatable rubber duck. Whilst it's not without its dramatic highlights, it would, I should think, be extremely dangerous to all concerned.
No, not at all. I tried it out. The loofah snapped, but the rubber duck come through it unscathed. Very nice.
Yes, well, what about this scene? You can't have Mrs. Dale and Mrs. Freeman crouched on a bomb site swigging myths.
Oh, well, that's the trouble with you lot. You're stuffy and you're hidebound. You don't want the fresh, clean wind of reality blowing up your corridors of power. You don't want it.
But look at this dialogue.
Oh, well, let me read it to you. You'll get the full flavour of it then. Enter Mrs. Dale in her flimsy night attire. Her bronzed young...
Yes, quite. We can skip the stage direction.
Mrs. Dale speaks. Why, hello, Jim. Cool, stone me. What a booze up we had last night. Up the BMA. Oh, my mouth's like the bottom of a parrot's cage. To which her better half, the doctor, replies, Shut up, you silly old tart, or I'll give you a mouthful of knuckles. Now, what's wrong with that?
It hasn't quite got the nuance we expect. Just won't do, Mr. Gunfutter. Your work is obviously the product of a one-track, degenerate, childish mind.
I suppose that means you're giving me the sack.
Oh, good heavens, no, you're just the chap we want to write Round the Horne.
Oh!
Well, a lot of people think of the BBC as a heartless institution staffed by automatons. And a lot of people are right. But love can still blossom even in such an unlikely place as the sound effects department.
Charles, am I disturbing you?
No, just trying out a few sound effects for midweek theatre.
Don't let me interrupt, but Charles, I had to see you.
Well, close them. And over here. Now, what's the matter, darling?
Roger knows everything.
Everything?
About us. He had us watched by a detective. He signed an affidavit to the effect that he's seen us on 4 separate occasions and in the grill room of the Ritz.
Come, my dear, don't yourself. It'll ruin your makeup. Here, let me take you in my... and kiss you on this. And dry your... on my...
Am I being a foolish little... Charles, I just want to know that you still... me, and that you'll always... me, even when I'm old and...
Yes, I'll always... you... as long as there's air in my body. Life will be one long... and together we'll find a little peace.
It makes you feel absolutely... Well, it does me, but then I'm just a sentimental old... And talking of... here's Rambling Sid Rumbo. The folk singer who is no longer and no shorter than he was last week. He's about the same length in his stocking moolahs. Now, well, good evening, Rambling Sid.
Hello, my dearie. I'll wordle Titwillow and jump Jim Crow.
Yes, yes, you do that. They can always edit it out of the recording. Now, What are you going to sing us?
'Tis an air that I shall be doing on my new LP, but of course there I shall be accompanied by the Loomer Fairfax Spondling Chorale. Unfortunately, they can't be with me today, so if you and the boys and girls would join me...
We'd like to.
Thank you very much. We shall all burst forth together, so grundle your parts, and away we go. I'll sing you one, oh, green grows my bogling fork.
What is your one, oh?
One's the grunge upon my splod, masking my cord wangle. I'll sing you two, oh, green grows my bogling fork.
What are your two, oh?
Two are my looming from, see how they gangle. One's the grunge upon my splod, masking my cord wangle. I'll sing you three, oh, green grows my bogling fork.
What are your three, oh?
Three are the times I've lunged my groats. Two are my looming from, see how they gangle. One's the grunge upon my splod, masking my cord wangle. I'll sing you four, oh, green grows my bogling fork.
What are your four, oh?
Fourth my wordless bent, oh. Three are the times I've lunged my groats. Two are me looming from, see how they gangle. One's the grunge upon my splod, masking my cord wangle. I'll sing you five, oh, green grows my bogling fork. Five of the wogglers up my spong, four three are the times I've lunged my groats. Two are my looming from, see how they gangle.
One is the grunge upon my splod.
It's ruined my cord wangle.
Well, that's better out than in. Now, to be serious for a moment, ladies and gentlemen, we in the entertainment business have every cause to be grateful to the backroom boys at the BBC, especially those unsung heroes of the wardrobe and makeup department. And recently, I was appearing on BBC television, and before I went on, I popped into the wardrobe department. Hello, anybody there?
Oh, hello, I'm Julian, and this is my friend Sandy.
Yes. You see, look, it's crocheted on our smocks. The actual name, you see. Are you one of the Daleks from Doctor Who? Oh, no, it's Mr. Horne, isn't it? I'm so sorry. Nice to voir dire.
Thank you very much indeed.
Come for a fitting, have you?
Yes, I've been sent up by the producer.
I'm not surprised, Doctor.
Oh, he's got an acid tongue, is that Ned?
You can say that again.
Oh, he's got an acid tongue, Ned.
Oh, he did.
And where was I? Yes, what show? Carried away there. What show are you doing, Mr. Horne? You come for Suivez la Piste?
Well, not particularly. No, but if you've got the kettle on, I don't...
Oh, he's bold!
And cheeky with it.
Yes!
What sort of programme are you doing then, Mr.
Well, it's an interview programme.
You're not on Oh Me Alive.
Oh, of course he's not. He's much more your Varder of the Week, aren't you, Mr. Horne?
Well, to be honest, I'm not quite sure. They just said report to Studio 6.
Well, let's see what's on the schedule. Look up your call sheet, Jewel.
Eh? Yes, it's a Varder. Well, he's not a black and white minstrel.
And he's not one of your likely lads.
No.
Quite the reverse. Most unlikely.
He wouldn't be on Varder with Mother.
No, he's more your Varder with Granny, isn't he?
Oh, dear. I wonder if he's at BBC too. What cosy did they say?
Well, cosy?
Cos too.
Oh, yes. They said a dinner suit.
Oh, sorry, Ducky. Dinner suit's out. That's out.
Out?
Yes, the Director General's wearing it.
Yeah. And I hope he don't put his hand in the trouser pocket.
Why?
Oh. Channing Pollock had it gone last.
Oh. Yes, you know, that one that produces the doves from the most unlikely place.
Now, just wait a minute, Ma. Do you mean the BBC has only got one dinner jacket?
Yes, it's part of the economy drive. They all wear it. Eric Robinson, Ronnie Corbett.
Not at the same time, of course.
No, I don't know, though. You can't tell. Ronnie could be in there somewhere.
Yes. Usually is. Anyway, it's out. No, most of our stuff's out. Let's look up through the wardrobe and see if we can find you some boner dress.
Yeah, what about this? What about this very chic?
Oh, yes, only been worn once.
By Kathy Kirby. You've got much the same measurements.
Distributed differently,
Yeah.
of course.
Yes, well, now you'll want your baubles to go with it.
Yes.
You see, your
And
baubles.
this wig.
Your wig, you see, a few drops of makeup there.
Yes,
Oh, look at picture, doesn't it?
Yes,
Oh.
of the sort you buy in Tangier. Well, it's too late to do anything about it.
Yes, well, off you troll then. Boner la.
Boner, don't worry, you'll be fantabulous.
Yeah, did he say Studio 6?
Yes, why?
Well, certainly make an impression on the viewers.
Why?
Just reading the epilogue.
And I think I'm the only man who read the epilogue in gold lame and a henna-rinsed wig. Cheerio, see you next week.
That was Round the Horne, starring Kenneth Horne, with Kenneth Williams, Hugh Paddick, Betty Marsden, and Bill Pertwee. On the musical side, you heard the Fraser Hayes Four and Edwin Braden and the Hornblowers. Special effects by Ken Gregory and Andrew Cartledge. The script was written by Barry Cooke and Marty Feldman, and the programme is produced by John Simmons. And now the moment you've all been waiting for, the last programme in the current series of Round the Horne.
Shame.
All right. As this is the last programme of the series, I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the sources of the material we have used, and especially our old friends, the over-80s nudist leapfrog team, their quarterly satirical magazine, Private Thigh. Especially, of course, with our article on the turnip, its place in nudism. Cigarettes were by Cowlip and Pewterbland. Mr. Williams was hatted by Thrupp, trousered by Clute, and booted by the Reverend Unseemly Cuckpowder for taking advantage of his daughter. Mr. Pertwee's clothes came from the gentleman's misfits, as indeed did Mr. Pertwee. Miss Marsden's foundation garments were kindly supplied by the Steel Company of Wales. And Mr. Hugh Paddick's wardrobe was by the Old Times Furnishing Boutique Limited. Mr. Edwin Braden appears by permission of Rent-A-Wig. All right, Smith. Smith, the podium is yours.
Thank you very much.
Not at all.
Now it can be told, the story that the world has been waiting to hear. Some time ago, many top BBC executives defected to commercial television. These defections were organised by a man who shall be nameless. David Paradine Nameless.
Here then is a dramatic reconstruction of those events as we bring you the head of the BBC who came in from the cold.
My name is Ramsden Gnome Fumbler. I'm head of security at the BBC Television Centre, or the Free World as it's known. My code number is BBC 2, which means I'm licensed to lose money. Well, one night I was on duty at the Great Shepherd's Bush Wall, and suddenly there was a movement in the darkness, and I saw the tiny, almost human figure of Robin Day scaling the wall. I drew my Smith & Wesson tin of baked beans with a silencer attached and fired.
All right, don't shoot, I'm coming down.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to defect over the wall.
Well, it's a good trick if you can do it. Now, why do you want to leave the BBC? Aren't you happy here?
It's not that, but I've been offered things, material things. A new spotty bow tie, a chair that swivels all the way round, diamante frames for my glasses.
Well, but who's offered you these things?
The Free Revolutionary Organisation for Stealing Talent.
The initials spelt out the name the BBC feared most, the dreaded word Frost. I called the guards and the unfortunate Robin Day was hustled off to a place where no human being would see him again. Late night lineup. And then I hurried to report to my chief, the controller of programmes, Sir Todd Grunge. Oh, excuse me, sir.
What is it new?
I've just caught Robin Day trying to escape.
You brought him back?
Yes, sir.
Fool.
But things are looking serious, sir.
Yes, I know. In the last week, we've lost most of our top men. Humphrey Burton, Frank Muir, Doreen Stevens. We know the men behind it. There are 3 men in the consortium.
Oh, the way I heard it, it was 3 old ladies.
Michael Peacock, Aidan Crawley, and David Frost. Here's a photograph of them. This one's Crawley. This one's pretty Crawley, too. And this one's downright creepy. They've done their fiendish work so well, 24 hours is now 24 theirs. We've lost so many of our big names that our top show of the week is the news in Welsh.
But how can I help, sir?
We want you to worm your way into the consortium and bring back Frank Muir. We don't think he wanted to go. We think he was drugged. Judging by his appearances on Call My Bluff.
But won't they notice?
They may. That's why we've got you this dummy.
What is it?
It's an inflatable Frank Muir, made of rubber. You blow it up here.
My word, that's ingenious. Good heavens, it's perfect down to the last simulated hair of his rubber moustache.
Yes, well, don't blow it up too much or it looks like Jimmy Edwards. On the other hand, if you don't blow it up enough, it looks like a baggy Jimmy Clitheroe. Your job is to substitute the replica and bring back real Frank Muir, dead or alive, if you can tell the difference.
But how will I get into the Frost setup?
By posing as a refugee from the television centre looking for employment. Here is your disguise. Change of clothes, so. Some makeup, so. And just put on this wig. There. Gene Metcalf to the life.
Do you think it'll fool them, sir?
Well, it should do. But one word of warning. Keep clear of Cliff Middlemore.
Sir Todd gave me one of his icy stares. I slid down them and made my way to the Frost headquarters, an enormous limousine parked somewhere in Kensington. I knocked at the door. It was opened by the assistant head of Frost, the sinister Colonel George Postule.
What do you want?
My name is Gene Metcalf. I want to defect to your organization.
You can't come in until you've been vetted.
Oh, the swine. Swine, he'd stoop to that, would he?
Nice. Before you join us, you must be brainwashed. We don't allow anybody in here with dirty minds.
And before I could protest, I was roughly bundled into the 5-minute brainwash and 15 Pakistanis swarmed all over me with damp chamois.
There, that's all done. Now, would you like your libido waxed? Or antifreeze put in your id?
No, thanks.
Come on, Gene. It's time to meet him.
And the Colonel pressed a button in his waistcoat and the flap in his hacking jacket slid back to reveal a secret passage. I followed him down it until we came to the inner sanctum. There, on an enormous gilt throne, sat the man they called David Paradine Nameless.
Hello. Oh, it's super to see you. So you're Gene Metcalf. Oh, super. Welcome to the consortium. Let me show you around my organisation. Just one big happy family. This is only the beginning. One day I shall dominate the world. I shall be known and feared everywhere. I shall have power. I shall take over the universe. But I hope I'll be able to retain my humility. Well, Miss Metcalf, what do you think?
I can no longer keep up my facade. I just felt the elastic go. I am not Jean Metcalf. See, I rip off my wig and I rip off my female attire. So, now do you recognize me?
Twiggy!
No! Not Twiggy, that's just a trick of the light. I am Ramsden Gnome Fumbler of BBC Security, and this lemon meringue pie I'm holding is pointing straight at you. One move and I'll throw it.
Quick, seize him!
I come to do your bidding, O mighty one.
Seize the infidel. Odd job.
Yes, master.
Odd job?
Yeah, he works part-time. He's a dumb brute, but loyal.
The huge figure of Cyril Oddjob Bennett lumbered towards me. As he approached, he took off his steel-rimmed bowler hat, then his horn-rimmed glasses, then his corrugated iron comms with serrated edges, and with a cry of,
"Oh, that's better!"
he leapt at me and we grappled.
Now, with this hand, I'll grab you here. And with this hand, I'll grab you there. And with this hand, I'll... Hold on. How did that hand get there?
Well, it's mine.
Oh, that's a relief. Now, I hold you by the wrist, so. Then I hold you round the waist, so.
And what happens now?
We done.
Oddjob Bennett is wearing a décolleté boilersuit encrusted with diamante whelks, which he's sewn on himself. Ramsden Gnome Fumbler is wearing a daringly low-cut mohair vest with just a hint of Mo at the V. The card has slipped from Gnome Fumbler's back, but not to worry, we've all got their number. And with that, I return you to the plot.
Well, things were going badly for me. Oddjob had me in a grip like a vice.
What?
I said like a vice.
No, thanks, I got one. Have you got him pinioned, Oddjob?
Yes, oh mighty one.
Then throw him into the awful jaws of the sacred Douglas Smith, resurrected from Programme 3 by popular demand.
Snap, snap. Thank you, fans. And now a day in the farmyard. Why, it's Nelly the sheep.
All right, we've all heard it. Stop dragging your part out. Goodbye, Gnome Fumbler. Prepare to meet your maker.
No.
Snap, snap.
Meanwhile, in his office at the television centre, grizzled, lovely Hugh Weldon hears the cries for help on his secret two-way head. He leaps to his feet and, screwing them on, he utters the mystic phrase that changes him from his almost impenetrable disguise as a dynamic TV executive to Super Hugh, guardian of democracy.
Term ratings, Kadam!
What is it? Is it a bird? Is it a plane?
No, it is I. It's up here, look here. With a lick in my hat and another in my head. Come to do battle for democracy, freedom, and a black and white minstrel.
Have you come to save me?
Yeah.
Have you come to rescue Frank Muir?
Yeah.
And why have you come?
Well, I just wondered, Mr. Frost, sir, have you got a job for me?
And I ought to point out that the foregoing was entirely fictitious and bears no relation to the real events. Now for our wonderful singing group, the Fraser Hayes Four, without whom the show would be a lot shorter. Here then, more in sorrow than in tune, are the Fraser Hayes Four.
Build a mountain from a little hill. Gonna build a mountain, at least I hope I will. Gonna build a mountain, gonna build it high. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, only know I'm gonna try. Gonna build a daydream,
Yeah, yeah.
from a little hope.
Yeah, yeah.
Gonna push that daydream,
Yeah, yeah.
up the mountain slope.
Yeah, yeah.
Gonna build a daydream, gonna see it through, yeah. Gonna build a mountain and a daydream, gonna make it both come true. Gonna build a heaven, yeah, from a little hell. Gonna build a heaven, yeah, and I know darn well, if I build my mountain with a lot of care, then take my daydream up the mountain, heaven will be waiting there. When I build that heaven, as I will someday, and the Lord sends Gabriel for to take me away. Want a fine young son to take my place, to take my place. I'll leave the sun in my heaven on earth, with the Lord's good grace, with a fine young son to take my place. I'll leave the sun in my heaven on earth, with the Lord's good grace.
And now the Round the Horne colour supplement.
And first a word from Daphne Whitethigh.
Epicacuana.
Oh, thank you for that word. Thank you, Daphne Whitethigh. Now it's time to meet TV Sunday night personality, Seamus Andrew.
Well, hello. All right. Well, now. Ha-ha. Well, as it's the last time, I'd like to be the first to say hello to a young lady who can hold her own, as far as I'm concerned, till the cows come home. What's that? Oh, they have. Well, far be it from me, although I can reach it if I stretch. So with that, good night.
And thank you, Seamus Andrew. You know, every Sunday night I feel that nothing would make me happier than to sit at your feet and set fire to your trousers. Physical culture is inseparable from the sun and the open air, and that probably explains the current craze for nudism. And it's nice to know that these dedicated nudists can find time, even among the hurly-burly of nut cutlets and volleyball, for a little old-fashioned romance.
Fiona.
Charles, you recognized me?
Yes. I never forget a face. How lovely to see you again.
And you, Charles.
How do I look? Do I look different?
You've aged, Charles. And yet you've still got that boyish twinkle.
Funny, our marriage never worked out.
Funny, though, that we never got a divorce.
Oh, perhaps we half knew, half hoped, half thought, half dreamed, half guessed that somewhere, somehow, sometime, some way
We'd what, Charles?
I'm afraid I've forgotten.
Do you remember when we last met at the nudists' masked ball?
Yes. And we didn't recognize each other until midnight when we took our masks off.
It was a fancy dress ball.
I I wore an eye patch and went as Lord Nelson. At least I think it was Lord Nelson.
Well, you weren't Lady Hamilton.
And now we meet again, naked as nature intended us.
Yes, oh, Charles, how people stare, though.
Let them stare. Haven't they ever seen two nudists before?
Oh, not like this. Not in the grill room of the Ritz.
And we stay in the open air, which is just as well when you consider that our next guest is Rambling Sid Rumpo.
Hello, me dearie, crying gander, my lummocks. Who'll traddle my turve?
Any volunteers? Not a sausage. Now, Rambling Sid, what are you going to burst forth with this week?
It is the tale of a young recruit who's been sprindled in love by a taddlesome maid, and so he rushes off to Brighton to join the army. But alas, he fails the medical on account of flat scropers. So he sings after this fashion. My boglers both have lost their bloom, no wordling do I fancy. My artifacts are bended low since parting with my Nancy. I'll seek no more to grunge my hod, my grummets they do bind me. Oh, how I long to toast my splod with the girl I left behind me. Oh, ne'er shall I forget the day we plighted our cordwangles. And how could I forget the way her bosky mooly dangles? But now I'm bent for Brighton camp. And no one here shall find me. Beneath the pier I'll bend my snod to the girl I left behind me, to the girl I left behind me.
Oh, thank you, Rambling Sid. That brought tears to my bogglers. And raised goose pimples on my artifacts. Now, I must confess that I too have succumbed to the craze for bodybuilding, and so, when I saw an advertisement in my copy of the Medical Cummerbund Exchange and Mart, well, I buy it for the What's Wrong With This Picture competition. Anyway, I saw this advertisement which read, do you want bulging biceps and massive lallies? Apply to body boner inventors of the lightning method. And I hurried over to their address in Chelsea straight away. Hello, anybody there?
Oh, hello, I'm Julian. This is my friend Sandy.
Oh, hello.
Yes, we are actual physical culturists.
Yes.
Boner bods.
Yes.
Yes, we got cups for it.
Oh, yeah.
Now, go on.
I was Mr. Marine Commando Club in 1966.
True.
And Sand was placed in the Mr. Universe Balls Pond Road contest.
Yes, yes.
Well, you certainly are a remarkable pair of specimens.
Thanks, yes. Take your shirt off, Jewel. Go on, take them off. What? Go on, show Miss Strawn your rippling physique.
Oh, no, I don't like
Get it off! Go on! No time for modesty. It is modesty that lets him down, honestly. He'd been Mr. Universe today, and he was too embarrassed to take his pulley off. Go on, get him off. Go on, take him off.
Oh, right.
There, look, Mr. Owen. Look hard at that great butch Lou Coddy. Now, rip all your muscles, Jewel. Go on. Rip all your muscles. He does it to music, Mr. Owen. Like that chap on Opportunity Knocks, you know.
Well, put the record player on then.
All right, put the record player on. Right. Go. Go on, Jewel. That's right, Jewel. Yeah. Really good. All right? Yeah. Nice.
shake him about. Oh, look at his metatarsals going like the clappers. Oh, look at his triceps going. They've got a life of their own, isn't it? Oh. Now your lallies, Jewel. Lallies. Quiver your lallies for the gentleman. Oh, he's got fuse on him like a Percheron, he has. Now, all together. Fantabulosa!
There, well, what do you think?
Well, very impressive.
Yeah, of course, he didn't come overnight. He had to work on it. He had to work hard.
Yeah, I used to be a right puny little homie.
Puny? Puny he was.
Had lallies like a flamingo.
Yeah.
Shoulders, narrow shoulders.
Yes, like a gnome he was. Like a little white gnome. Yes, he had to cross his braces to keep his trousers up. Little gnome. White gnome he was.
No, a pale little eek.
Pale eek, yeah.
Lifeless riot.
He was a wallflower, Mr. Horne, but now he's a hardy annual,
yes,
aren't you, Jewel?
Thanks to Sand and his method.
Thank you, dear.
Not at all.
Nice.
Credit where credit is due.
Right so.
He showed me his dynamic tension, and overnight I came the great butch hear me, you Varden now.
Show him your two-handed snatch, Jewel.
Eh?
Go on. Mr. Horne.
Yes?
See that barbell over there?
Yeah?
See that barbell? Jewel is going to lift that barbell above his head.
Cool.
Go on.
Just put some resin on my hand.
Put his resin on his hands. Go on. Right.
Here goes.
Yes, oh, listen to breathing there. Oh, look, he's got it up past his knees. Look at the way he's lifting that barbell.
Yeah.
Look.
His eek showing the strain.
Yes, the barbell's over his head.
I can't hold it any longer. Oh, what should I do with it?
Ring it.
Oh, all right.
We always have. Yeah, we always have drinkies about this time.
You rang, Master Jewel?
Yes, Gordon. 3 pints of cream de menthe.
Yes, and put a head on mine.
Yeah.
Righto.
That's Gordon, you see. He helps us out. He's sort of masseur. He'll give you a good pummeling, I'll tell you.
Soon as look at you.
He's a rough diamond, Mr. Horne, but underneath, he's rough diamond, but underneath, I mean deep down, inside.
He's absolute rubbish.
Well, he's not my friend.
Well...
You bought him here.
Down on his luck.
Down on his luck, was he?
I'm like that. I can't turn a stranger away.
You can say that again. You can't. Yes, and you won't find anyone stranger than Gordon. No, but seriously, he is a certified psychopath.
Don't you mean osteopath?
We know Gordon better than you do. Now, about our course, are you going to enrol?
Well, what actually does it entail?
Well, our 7-day method is a way of life. Of course, you have to give up things.
Well, what thing?
Smoking, drinking, eating solid foods, and Palone.
You'll have to give them all up.
Well, why?
7 days with us, you won't have the strength for them.
And I took the course, and last week I entered for the Mr. South Kensington competition. I was highly commended for my abdomen, I got an honourable mention for my triceps, and I would have won, but I fell down on my metatarsals. Well, that brings us to the end of our series, and there only remains one thing to do, but I'll just have to wait till we're off the air. Meanwhile, here are a few of the characters you've met and who'd like to say goodbye.
So, it's goodbye, is it, Fiona?
Not goodbye, Charles.
Well, au revoir, then.
Not au revoir.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Not auf Wiedersehen.
What the hell is it? We've got to finish somehow.
And this is Seamus Android saying hello, all right, goodbye.
Ta-ta, my dearios, and remember, keep your moolies up and smile through your possets. Because I know that one day we'll wordle each other again.
Many, many times. Many, many times.
So this is it, Sam?
Don't cry. Don't cry, Jewel. Now, don't cry. Put yourself together. Be brave. Be brave. Mince tall.
And this is Douglas Smith saying in the voices of the characters I've played in the past weeks, chug chug, moo moo, meh, fut fut, snap snap, splosh.
And to think he gets paid for that. Cheerio.
That was Round the Horne, starring Kenneth Horne, with Kenneth Williams, Hugh Paddick, Betty Marsden and Bill Pertwee. On the musical side, you heard the Fraser Hayes Four and Edwin Braden on the hornblowers. The script was written by Barry Cooke and Marty Feldman, and the programme was produced by John Simmons.
Last wicket, what did you think of the programme?
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant, from start to finish. A certain almost rococo panache distinguished the stylistic quasi-gothic mise-en-scène. I really think no one can argue with that.
Medusa?
I quite agree. It was perfect.
Ramsden?
Brilliant, brilliant.
Yes. Well, we obviously agreed. We all enjoyed listening to last week's edition of The Critics. Next week, we shall be discussing the Christmas edition of Round the Horne.
Oh,
And here now, our special guest, who has flown all the way from Montenegro to be with us tonight, siffleuse extraordinaire, Gladys Mavrocordato.
Hello and welcome to the show. Thank you very much.
Good on you.
Yes, thank you. Well, of course, it's Christmas Eve. Unless you happen to be listening on Christmas Day, because we're getting a repeat tomorrow. And if you are listening on Christmas Day, we won't be getting a repeat tomorrow because this is it. But to those of you who are listening yesterday, that is today to you, you can listen again tomorrow, which is today to everybody who isn't listening yesterday. Well, I thought I ought just to clear that up, you see. Now the first item. Now, who's our announcer?
Me, sir.
Good heavens, yes. Douglas Smith, you're still with us.
Yes.
I thought you'd have been put out to pasture with all this upheaval in radio.
Oh, no, I'm very adaptable, sir.
You can say that again.
I now have a completely new Radio 1 image.
Really?
Yes, I'm calling myself Emperor Smith. Hi there, flappers and bobby socks. Yes, it's Doug time to dig Doug. Douglas Smith is wonderful.
Oh, stop. Honestly, you sound like the Bach choir.
Thank you.
Somehow. What's that you're carrying?
That's a sitar.
It's rather small, isn't it? I suppose it's a baby sitar, eh? Oh, dear, the critics. All right, Smith, swing into the announcement.
Right, sir, ring-a-ding-ding. First, via radio link, we go to Mount Everest to hear how that daring mountaineer, Sir Fledermaus Bull Usage, and his loyal Sherpa Jam Singh are spending their Christmas. Are you there?
Yes, we're here on a narrow ledge on the north face. It's bitterly cold, and I have to keep talking to stop my Sherpa from dropping off. We've poured flaming brandy over the pemmican and twined holly round our pitons. And now we're about to pull a Christmas cracker. Are you ready, Jam Singh? Wake up, man, wake up.
Oh, yes, I am waking. I got chipped. I got chapattis.
All right. Right, now here, take this cracker.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Pull! Oh, good, I've got a lovely little plastic novelty.
And I've got the paper.
And thank you, Sir Fledermaus, alone on Mount Everest. And another man working through the festive season is St. Pancras washroom attendant, Mr. Montague Gore Strangely. Well, now, Mr. Gore, strangely, and I see you festooned the place with paper chains.
Yes, I made them myself.
Did you really?
Yeah, nice, aren't they?
Aren't they charming,
Nice.
yes.
Yeah, not only that, I've written the words Merry Christmas in white paint on the roller towel.
Shows up very clearly. And I left Mr. Gore strangely secreting threepenny pieces in the bars of soap and looking at the cheery greetings on his walls. Well, now, it's the season of pantomime.
And so tonight, Armpit Theatre proudly and furtively presents Cinderella, or Through a Glass Slipper Darkly.
The scene opens on a village green. The villagers dance about gaily, the footlights lighting up their feet and the spotlights lighting up their spots. My name is Baron Hardup. I have 3 daughters. As Cornplaster,
Hello, dear.
played by Hugh Paddock. Then there's my second daughter, Bread Poultice, brought to life by saturnine sex symbol Kenneth Williams.
Hello, Daddy. Look, hither comes Here. Look, hither comes Dandini, the prince's messenger.
That's all I ever get, these plot lines.
Oh yes. I bring you salutations and a message from your sovereign prince. Insofar as that this evening a splendid ball come cheese and wine party is to be held at the palace, all maidens are requested to attend for the purpose of a royal butchers at the local crumpets.
Meanwhile, back at the kitchen range is my third daughter, Cinderella, played by swarthy, guttural ex-bomber pilot Betty Marsden. She sits among the cinders, a rosy glow on her cheeks. Enter Buttons, woodenly recited by Douglas Smith.
Hello, Cinders, it is I.
Buttons.
Oh, I do beg your pardon.
See, I said he couldn't handle the part. That's giving a love scene to an announcer. Especially when there's professionals standing by. Yes, thank you. Yes. Here's me, fobbed off with an ugly sister. Ugly sister, spitting a cough. I'm not being serviced on this show. I need the servicing, Ducky. I mean, I can cope with more than this, and this doesn't stretch me. I'm used to enormous parts.
All right, you can play Buttons as well.
Oh, good. But I say, sir, Mummy was listening specially.
Oh, shut up, Smith. Shut up. Smith,
Yeah,
go
go
away.
on, get out.
Now then, re-enter Button.
Hello, Cinders, it is I, Cinders, Cinders.
That's the way it ought to be played, you see. But a feeling. He makes it sound like 10 o'clock news, he does. Notice the timbre in my voice, you see. I can reach right to the back of the hall with me timbre, if I really try. And without your artificial aids, Ducky, I can tell you things make your ear curl.
That'd be a miracle too, wouldn't it?
Oh, what a shame you cannot go to the ball tonight, Cinders.
I know, Buttons, and yet my 2 ugliest sisters are going.
Be not gloomy. I will cheer you with a song and a smile.
We're gonna hang out watching on the secret light. Have you any dirty watching? Here, hang on. Here, hang on. Hang out the washing. Just how old is this script?
Well, What's the matter now?
I thought the pages were a bit yellow. Look at these jokes. Here, page 10. I hear Masso's just invented a new tank. Got it written here. 4 gears, 1 forward and 3 reverse.
Oh dear, the critics is very good.
Oh, shut up. It's all very well for you. You haven't got to read it.
Look, ration books, gas masks, fire watching. I can't read these after the sophisticated suave badinage for which I'm noted on international cabaret. That is the real writing.
Very well. Let's leave the kitchen.
I should think so. Masso, indeed. It's a disgrace.
The transformation scene. The lights dim, the music swells, the stage revolves, revealing to our astonished gaze, we're back in the kitchen again. Cue sax. Everyone has gone to the ball. Cinderella sits alone amongst the cold grey ashes, weeping softly and playing her saxophone. And hardly had she finished when a wrinkled old crone appeared in a twinkling.
Hello, old crone. Let me help you off with your twinkling.
How kind of you, child. I am your fairy odd mother.
There's a typing error. They missed out the G.
Oh, yes. G, I am your fairy. You shall go to the ball centre, but I'll wave my magic wand.
Played by thin, rigid Douglas Smith.
And amazing things will happen. They always do when I wave it about. Abracadabra.
There was a blaze of magic light, and in a trice, Cinderella's rags disappeared in their place. Well, come on, Paddock, shouldn't there be something in their place?
Yes, sorry, I'm still a learner with this one.
I'm not very good at changing gear.
It is I! But, here, go and put something on.
It's not my fault. Me wand's jammed in second. There, that's better. Abracadabra. There. A shimmering silken ball gown studded with rhinestones. How lovely you look.
Oh, silken ball gown. Yes, it's me. Oh, thank you, Fairy Godmother. Thank you, Fairy Odd Mother. Now I can go to the...
I should be wearing that.
This wouldn't fit you. Look at you. Great rippling deltoids. Fists like smoked hands. You wouldn't get anyone kicking Sandy Betty Marsden's face. Now me, you see, I'm more your lithe, boyish type. Yes, I shall play Cindy.
Look, I'm not standing for this. I'm currently starring in Bride of the Swamp Monster. I've got billing over the title.
All right, Betty, all right. But you know what it's like. You see, our seat's made up to you. Don't worry.
I don't know why you're battering her up. She's in the twilight of her career, she is. I've seen her in Bride of the Swamp Monster, and she don't wear makeup.
You're only jealous. I'm jealous because you did not get the part.
Yeah, she don't wear makeup, but you're more a paper hanging job, you are.
Oh,
oh, sorry, I spoke.
Aren't we all?
Yes, now. Enough, everybody. Now, let's see, where were we? Oh, yes, the fairy godmother called for a pumpkin and waved her thin, rigid Douglas Smith over it.
Swish, swish.
Well done, Smith. And amazingly, the pumpkin turned into a coach. Walter Winterbottom, as it happened. Oh, you do remember. Good. And after that, she took 4 white mice, also played by versatile Douglas Smith.
Squeak, 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 sir.
Good man. And the scene ends as Cinderella leaps on the back of Walter Winterbottom and is carried off to the ball.
Hey, what about the glass slipper and being back at midnight and all that?
Well, there's no point in making it stiff with plot, eh? Okay, on to the ball.
The Count of Monte Crick and the right unbelievable Letitia Fitzseldom. The pretender to the Sultanate of Silesia and the late Mrs. Bandersnatch. Cinderella and Walter Winterbottom.
And as Cinderella entered the ballroom, the prince saw her and started. The crowd around pretended not to notice. Before long, Cinderella and the prince were dancing together. The music swelled, tales from the Vienna woods floated upon the midnight air.
So anyway, dearie, you got me behind this tree in the Vienna wood. So I said, if you think I'm that sort of girl...
Laughter! Laughter and gaiety were everywhere. And joy knew no bounds. They had to throw her out in the end. Suddenly, the clock struck.
Bong, sir.
You get around, don't you, Smith? Cinderella ran out into the night, leaving behind her nothing but a glass slipper, a surgical stocking, a copy of Judo Monthly, a roll of wallpaper, and a plastic sink tidy. And the following day, the prince promulgated a decree in a public place.
Oh yes, the prince hereby decrees that whomsoever this glass slipper, surgical stocking, copy of Judo Monthly, roll of wallpaper and plastic sink tidy fits, he will espouse.
The prince and Dandini visited every maiden in the kingdom, trying it on. Finally, they came to my own abode, hard up. Ooh. Well, first Cornplaster tried it on, then bread poultice, and suddenly, from the kitchen ran a tousled waif.
Let me try it on.
Nonsense! It would never fit you, Buttons.
I'm Cinderella now, you fool.
Oh.
Here, give me the blooming thing.
There, see, it fits. Oh, Prince, Prince, when shall we be wed?
Say something, Prince. Speak to me, come on, say something. Who's supposed to be playing Prince Charming?
Well, you are, actually.
Oh, yes. Oh, actually, this could be rather nasty.
Mucking about with the script, too. And so, kiddies, the prince in the person of Kenneth Williams and Cinderella, also in the person of Mr. Williams, were married and lived happily, if confusingly, ever after. Now, every year at this time I like to hold a party, but unfortunately the party I had in mind got a modelling job at the last minute. It was at the Merchant Seamen's Hospital, so I decided to invite a few friends round, and to help me with the arrangements I had Daphne Whitethigh.
Now, first, food. On these cold nights, your guests will really appreciate a good hot Madras curry. You can't beat a good Madras curry.
Well, that's true. The bits of mango spatter all over the walls.
Right. Now, Podrick is, why not a non-alcoholic punch? Tasty, but not inebriating. Here's my recipe. Marinate some cenopods in elderberry wine, add a pint of prune juice, some rhubarb essence, and fig extract to taste. Top up with lemon juice, decorate with cucumber slices, and serve in individual cups. It's absolutely ideal if you want a running buffet.
Yeah, should make the party go all right. Thank you, Daphne Whitethigh. Ah, I heard the bell. It must be the first guests.
Madam Osiris wishes you the compliments of the season and brings you lots of luck and many roses.
Oh, Madam Gnome Clencher, let me take your hat, your coat, and your crystal ball.
Thank you.
And if you want to prognosticate, you know where it is. Right here on the hall stand.
I'm afraid I haven't brought you a present, but I'll give you a quick shufty up your zodiac. Now, let me see. Your Pisces the fish, aren't you?
Yes.
Well, your house is in the fourth quarter, rising over Capricorn with your nodes in the ascendant and Virgo in the broom closet.
Well, what does that mean?
Means watch out for Chinese armed with baseball bats. Argentine footballers and Negroes with red hair.
Negroes with red hair? Why should I watch out for them?
There's not many of them about.
Thank you, Madam Osiris.
Oh, don't thank me, dear. It's all in the stars.
Ah, yes, new arrivals. Hello. Why? Charles. Alone? Where's Fiona?
She's gone, Mr. Horne. Gone.
You mean lost?
Not lost, gone. She left this note here. Read it.
Q, when is a door not a door? A, when it's ajar. Why should she say that?
That's from her cracker. The note's on the other side.
Oh, I see. Now, what does she say?
Darling, Charles. It's all over, my darling. I'm breaking it off. It could never be, my darling. Our love was a flash in the pan, a mere miasma, a few fresh, fleeting fragments of time. Snow in April in Paris, Paris in the spring, and spring in Park Lane. Sob, gulp, gasp. It's all over, Charles. Oh. It's all over, Charles.
She writes very small, doesn't she? Charles, how long had you been together?
38 years.
38.
38 years of living and loving, striving and building, and remembering and forgetting, achieving and failing, groping and reaching, fumbling and finding, laughing and crying, rabbits and landau, and Jolton come harder. Oh, Mr. Horne, with her gone, I shall die a little.
Die a little?
Yes, just here, the little grey bits over my ears. It will take years off me.
Yes. And do you think that'll bring her back?
Back? Who wants her back?
Hello, it's Rambling Sid Rumpo.
Oh, hello, me dearie. Very nice to who will spare a penny for a wandering carol singer, for there's rhyme on me cordwangle and a sprig of holly at me grusset.
Well, I'll get the pliers. So, good Rumpo, wouldst thou singst for the company?
Fine would I, only I'm under exclusive contract to Edison Bell. Still, seeing as how it's you, I'll burst forth with my air as follows.
Ladies and gentlemen, there'll now be a short wait. Oh, dear. Well, that's very good. Now for our next item this evening.
Now, here,
What?
I haven't sung it yet. It is called Good King Boroslav, and it goes after this fashion. Good King Boroslav looked out on the night of granges, saw them whirling round about, armed with rubber plungers. Brightly shone their artifacts, read their possets glowing. He knew not from whence they came, but he knew where they were Out he went into the snow, loud his lummocks ringing, with his moolies all aglow and his trousers clinging. Back he brought those grungers bold, stood them by the fire dogs, saved them from the bitter cold by thawing out their Yule logs.
Those who would a grunger be, take heed of this warning, for there is no guarantee you will live till morning. If you wordle in the snow, in a spot you've chosen, dawn's first light is going to show your waggling irons are frozen.
And thank you, Rambling Sid.
Well, dear sir, very nice of you to have me.
Well, now, while he was singing, two other guests arrived, listened for a moment, and headed straight for the cloakroom. Cause and effect, I suppose. I think they're still in there. I'll just check. Hello, anybody there?
Oh, hello, I'm Julian. This is my friend Sam.
Oh, yes. Oh. Yes. Oh, hello, Mr. Horne. Nice to bother you, Dolly old Deke again.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll be out as soon as Jules finished doing his raya. Takes him hours combing it so the join don't show.
Lady, you swore you'd never mention it.
You're so vain.
Ah, who's talking? Puts hormone cream on his knees, Mr. Horne.
Liar.
You do too. And anti-wrinkle cream on your elbows.
Well, if you've got good points, you might as well look after them.
And, Mr. Horne, do you know what? He goes to bed with a chiffon scarf tied under his chin, Mr. Horne. We all know what that's for, don't we? Trying to avoid telltale double chin.
It's not. It's to stop me talking in my sleep, and at least I don't wear a piece.
I'll give you a piece.
Peace, blow away. I don't lie about my age.
Well, neither do I.
Yes, he does. He lies. Don't you lie. Mr. Horne, I've seen his Mons star.
Well, now, look,
I've seen it.
Come and...
I've seen it.
I'm sure you have, yes. Now, come and meet the rest of the guests.
No, I don't think I could face anybody. No, I'm too upset.
Oh, come on. They're dying to meet you, and you did promise to entertain us.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to move from this spot. I'm not going to move till Sand apologises.
Never.
Oh, go on. After all, it's Christmas.
Oh, it's Christmas. All right.
Now, shake.
Yes, all right. There we are.
There, good.
There was no warmth in it.
Oh, come on. Come on.
And it's all right.
Quiet, everybody. Quiet, please. Julian and Sandy have promised to entertain.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Now, with Jewel at the piano, we will give you a selection of campfire songs. You like warming your hands at the old campfire. So if you know the words, don't hesitate. Keep your mouth shut. Jewel?
Yes?
Ready? All allow your lappers on the Striller's boner.
Oh, trust me.
Trouble, I do. And here we go. It flies through the air with the greatest of ease. The daring young Ohm on his flying trapeze. His eek is so boner.
Oh, Palone's he does please.
And my love is stolen away. Then we stood up and wrote.
There's a hole in my bucket, dear Sandy, dear Sandy. There's a hole in my bucket, dear Sandy. Oh.
Then why don't you stop it, dear Julian? Then why don't you stop it, dear Julian? Stop it.
With what shall I stuff it, dear Sandy, dear Sandy? With what shall I stuff it, dear Sandy? With what?
If I were to tell you, dear Julian, if I were to tell you, we'd be off the air.
Well, that's it, and if we've managed to raise a smile this Christmastide and helped you to forget your troubles for half an hour, all I can say is you must be particularly easy to please. Cheerio! See you next year.
It was Round the Horne, starring Kenneth Horne, with Kenneth Williams, Hugh Paddick and Betty Marsden. On the musical side, you heard the Max Harris Group. The The script was written by Barry Tooke, Johnnie Mortimer and Brian Cooke. The programme was produced by John Simmons.